Good morning, ladies. It's Saturday, the day of rest for me usually, but I'm at full frenzy this weekend, and so I have sessions that I will be speaking on today, and so will many others. So be praying for all of us that the Lord will use us today as we speak to women and with what we have studied and what the Lord has for each person that will be in our session. And we are going to begin or continue in Genesis, and we will first ask the Lord to open thou mine eyes that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law. Psalm 119, verse 18. Get your Bibles and turn to Genesis 22. And it came to pass after these things that God did tempt Abraham, and said unto him, Abraham, and he said, Behold, here I am. And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son, Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of. And Abraham rose up early in the morning, and saddled his ass, took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and clave the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up, and went unto the place of which God had told him. Then on the 3rd day Abraham lifted up his eyes, and saw the place afar off. And Abraham said unto his young men, Abide ye here with the ass, and I and the lad will go yonder and worship, and come again to you. And Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering, and laid it upon Isaac his son. And he took the fire in his hand, and a knife, and they went both of them together. And Isaac spake unto Abraham his father, and said, My father? And he said, Here am I, son, my son. And he said, Behold the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering? And Abraham said, My son, God will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering. So that they went both of them together. And they came to the place which God had told him of, and Abraham built an altar there, and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood. And Abraham stretched forth his hand, and took the knife to slay his son. And the angel of the Lord called unto him out of heaven, and said, Abraham, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here am I. And he said, Lay not thy hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest God, seeing that thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, from me. And Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him a ram caught in a thicket by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram, and offered him up for a burnt offering in the stead of his son. And Abraham called the name of that place Jehovah-Jireh. As it is said to this day, In the mount of the Lord it shall be seen. And the angel of the Lord called unto Abraham out of heaven the 2nd time, and said, By myself have I sworn thee, saith the Lord, for because thou hast done this thing, and hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, that in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of the heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore. And thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice. So Abraham returned unto his young men, and they rose up and went together to Beersheba. And Abraham dwelt at Beersheba. And it came to pass after these things that it was told Abraham, saying, Behold, Milcah, she hath also borne children unto thy brother Nahor. Huz, his firstborn, and Buz, his brother, Huz and Buz, that's their names, his brother, and Kemuel, the father of Aram, and Chesed, and Hazo, and Pildash, and Jilbath, and Bethuel. And Bethuel begat Rebekah. These 8 Milcah did bear to Nahor, Abraham's brother. And his concubine, whose name was Reumah, shall bear also Tebah, and Gaham, Thahash, and Maachah. So we see here that God asked Abraham to sacrifice the seed that God blessed him with, Isaac. And right away, Abraham's response is, Here am I. And literally, to hear what God has said, he said, Here am I will do what you say. And he gets up in the morning, and he does all the things that God said. And Abraham believed God would provide And he was all the way there with the knife in his hand, and God did provide himself a lamb. In verse 14, Abraham called the name of the place Jehovah Jireh. The Lord will provide. Many aspects of the story point towards Jesus. Both Isaac and Jesus were promised sons. Each was born through a miraculous conception. Each carried the word of his sacrifice. Of course, when I say miraculous conception, it was different. One was a virgin birth, and one was a birth in when she could not conceive anymore, as far as she would be barren because of how old she was. So miraculous in that way. Each carried the wood of his sacrifice. Each was offered by his father on what was possible the exact same mountain. One was saved by a lamb, and one was the lamb God provided. Abraham is told to go to what land? Moriah. This is the same place where the temple will be built in 2 Chronicles chapter 3, verse 1. Abraham is asked to offer his son as a trial of his faith. And Isaac was probably 13 at this time. This is a beautiful picture of God offering up his only son. Notice that Isaac carried the wood, which was like the cross, and the ram that was caught in the thicket by the thorns, like the crown of thorns. What did Abraham believe when he was about to sacrifice Isaac? That since God promised the seed would go through Isaac, he believed that God was going to raise Isaac from the dead after he killed him. Hebrews 11, verse 17 through 19. This is another beautiful picture of Jesus Christ. And Bethuel begat Rebekah. Isaac was the living sacrifice in this chapter, and God had already worked out his bride, which shall soon to be discovered in the very coming reading. So let's look at Proverbs 18. Proverbs 18. Through desire a man, having separated himself, seeketh and intermeddleth with all wisdom. A fool hath no delight in understanding, but that his heart may discover itself. And when the wicked cometh, then cometh also contempt, and with ignominy reproach. The words of a man's mouth are as deep waters, and the wellspring of wisdom as a flowing brook. It is not good to accept the person of the wicked, to overthrow the righteous in judgment. A fool's lips enter into contention, and his mouth calleth for strokes. A fool's mouth is for destruction, and his lips are the snare of his soul. The words of a talebearer are as wounds as they go down in the innermost parts of the belly. He also that is slothful in his work is brother to him that is a great waster. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and is safe. The rich man's wealth is the strong city, and a high wall is his own conceit. Before destruction the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility. He that answereth the matter before he heareth it, it is folly and shame unto him. The spirit of man will sustain his infirmity, but a wounded spirit who can bear? The heart of the prudent getteth knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeketh knowledge. A man's gift maketh room for him, and bringeth him before great men. He that is first in his own cause seemeth just, but his neighbor cometh and searcheth him. The lot causeth contentions to cease, and parteth between the mighty. A brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city, and their contentions are like the bars of a castle. A man's belly shall be satisfied with the fruit of his mouth, and with the increase of his lips shall he be filled. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and obtaineth favor of the Lord. The poor useth entreaties, but the rich answereth roughly. A man that hath friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. Jesus. What a friend we have in Jesus. Psalm chapter 18. Psalm 18. I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength, in whom will I trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation, and my high tower. I hope you wrote all those down, because those are wonderful things to remember about our Lord and God. I will call upon the Lord who is worthy to be praised, so shall I be saved from mine enemies. The sorrow of death compass me, and the flood of ungodly men make me afraid. The sorrow of hell compass me about, the snares of death prevented me. In my distress I will call upon the Lord, and I cried unto my God. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even into his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations also of the hills moved and were shaken, because he was wroth. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth devoured coals, and kindled by it. He bowed the heavens also, and came down, and darkness was under his feet. And he rode upon a cherub, and did fly, yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. He made darkness his secret place, his pavilion round about him were dark waters, and thick clouds of the skies. And the brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed, hailstones and coals of fire. The Lord also thundered in the heavens, and the highest gave his voice, hailstones and coals of fire. Yea, he sent out his arrows and scattered them, shout out lightnings and discomfited them. Then the channels of water were seen, and the foundations of the world were discovered at the rebuke. O Lord, at the blast of the breath of thy nostrils. He sent from above, he took me, he drew me out of many waters. He delivered me from my strong enemy, and from them which hated me, for they were too strong for me. They prevented me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my stay. He brought me forth also into a large place. He delivered me, because he delighted in me. The Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands, that he recompensed me. For I have kept the ways of the Lord, have not wickedly departed from my God. For all his judgments were before me, and I did not put away his statutes from me. I was also upright before him, and I kept myself from mine iniquity. Therefore hath the Lord recompensed me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands in his eyesight. With the merciful thou wilt show thyself merciful, and with an upright man thou wilt show thyself upright. With the pure thou wilt show thyself pure, and with the forward thou wilt show thyself forward. For thou wilt save the afflicted people, but wilt bring down high looks. For thou wilt light my candle. The Lord my God will enlighten my darkness. For by thee I have run through a troop, and by my God have I leaped over a wall. As for God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him. For who is God save the Lord? Or who is a rock save our God? It is God that girdeth me with strength, and maketh my way perfect. It is God. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon my high places. He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy right hand hath holden me up, and thy gentleness hath made me great. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, that my feet did not slip. I have pursued mine enemies and overtaken them, neither did I turn again till they were consumed. I have wounded them, and they were not able to rise. They are all fallen under my feet. For thou hast girded me with thy strength unto the battle. Thou hast subdued under me those that rose up against me. Thou hast also given me the necks of my enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. They cried, but there was none to save them, even unto the Lord, but he answered them not. Then did I beat them, small as the dust before the wind. I did cast them out as the dirt in the streets. Thou hast delivered me from the striving of the people, and thou hast made me of the head of the heathen. A people whom I have not known shall serve me. As soon as they shall hear of me, they shall obey me. The strangers shall submit themselves unto me. The strangers shall fade away, and be afraid out of those closed places. The Lord liveth, and blessed be the rock, and let the God of my salvation be exalted. It is God that avengeth me, and subdueth the people under me. He delivereth me from mine enemies. Yea, thou liftest me up above thy that rise against me. Thou hast delivered me from that violent man. Therefore will I give thanks unto thee, O Lord, among the heathen, and sing praises unto thy name. Great deliverance giveth he to his king, and showeth mercy to his anointed, to David and to his seed forevermore. Going back to verse 46, the Lord liveth, and blessed be the rock, and let the God of my salvation be exalted. The Lord liveth, and blessed be the rock, and let the God of my salvation be exalted. Lord his name shall be lifted up. We should be the one lifting it up high and above what we say or do should be his name higher than our ways. And I love that the Psalms have so many songs that we can say, but one of the things that I noticed that was in the beginning over and over is, I will call upon the Lord. I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So ladies, don't forget to call upon the Lord. He is worthy to be praised. Sing unto him a new song. And that could be the Psalms, because it could be new to you. Have a blessed day. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. Continue to grow. See you soon.